Hi guys, welcome back to another video. My name is Natalie Marie and welcome to 2022. There's not many of these sit down videos that I do these days, so I thought why not do one? Basically today we're going to be talking about my 2021 goals, whether I hit them or not, whether I achieved them, if not why, and also the word of this year for 2022 and how I basically from that word have created my goals. And if you stay to the end, you're probably going to realize that last year and this year will look completely different. The reason for the goals are completely different, worlds apart. These 2 years are going to look, completely different. I don't know how else to say that. They just are. What made me think of this was Catherine Manning does a video like this, and it's so interesting to see what sort of goals she also puts on her channel or puts on her life basically. And I wanted to do that. Over the last couple of weeks we have moved, so whilst moving, packing everything, I found the journal that I wrote my 2021 goals in. And it was very interesting because I looked back and I read them and I was like, oh wow, I actually did achieve quite a few of them. That made me feel quite happy. Yes, I'm going to be talking about monetary goals here, especially for 2021, because that was one of the focuses and intentions of my 2021 was to save money. But if that's not something that you like hearing or whatever, I usually don't talk about money on this channel. I mean, if I'm sharing, I'd rather be transparent as possible. Just to give you a bit of a backstory for anyone who's new here. So I'm an actress at heart. I have started doing a lot more acting, especially in the latter half of 2021 when we finally could, when lockdowns were over for Melbourne and things like that. But during 2020 and 2021, during COVID, I actually created a business, a digital marketing agency, and throughout 2021 we scaled immensely to the point that I now have a team, and it is no longer me freelancing, but more so having a whole digital marketing agency to run. So from even 2020 to 2021, there was a huge jump just because of the growth, and boy did we grow in 2021, which still, it's a mind blown. Like, I didn't expect to have bought a house in 2021. Like, if you asked me 2 years ago or even a year ago in 2020 whether I would have bought a house in 2021 or in the next 12 months, I would have said no, because I didn't feel like that was in the cards for me. However, moving in with my partner has obviously helped that goal due to the deposit and things like that. Co-owning a house, it's pretty cool. Anyway, let's move on. You'll soon know my goals. So I think I'll just read them and go through them and let you know whether I hit them or not or achieve them. So it said 2021 intentions. The word is presence. I felt in 2020, I had just started my business, and honestly, because it was just me, I was working so many hours, 7 days a week, 12 hours plus every single day. And obviously that's not good. It's not good at all. Well, it is, when you start a business, the reality is you have to. There's no one else doing stuff for you. And one, you don't have the capital or the money to pay someone to do or outsource or delegate. So you're gonna have to do it yourself. Yes, you hustle at the start, but that is a season. And in 2021, I really wanted to learn presence because I really wanted to be totally present with my family and friends whenever I was over, or even with my boyfriend. I didn't want to be thinking about or be consumed by my business as much when I was with them because, you know, one, that's kind of selfish, and yes, it's all to do with drive, persistence and things like that, and ambition, and like, you can't help that stuff. But you should leave it at the door when you're with other people, because their lives also matter. What they're going through also matters. You want to be there for them. That just makes you a good human being, in my opinion. So presence. Did I achieve presence? I think in the latter half of 2021, I definitely did. I didn't expect 2021 to be full of lockdowns like we had in 2020, and I expected more freedoms, I expected more travel, I expected all these things, and it didn't happen. And because it didn't happen, all I could do with my time is work. So I feel like that also has something to do with the unprecedented times that we had. However, could I have also done stuff? Sure. When it changed, I was in a play and that play was taking a lot of my time, even just for the season, and my business had grown quite a bit, just naturally and organically, that I couldn't handle it all, and I was like, I need help. I need to hire someone to help me. When I did that, that person who, if Rebecca is ever watching this, I don't know if she does, but it was absolutely amazing and a breath of fresh air to have someone on my side and doing stuff and just helping me out, so that one, I could have 3 weeks off in June, completely not doing any work. Was it 3 weeks? No, it was supposed to be 3 weeks. I was supposed to go to Queensland, but the government cancelled that. So I only had a week off or 2 weeks off where I didn't do any client work. I worked on my business for the first week, and the second week I completely shut down my laptop. And that was good, that was refreshing, and that made me realize that's what I needed. And throughout the second half of the year, I took weeks off like that because I could, and because I had a team behind me who could allow that and help me out in that way. And only till then I had more boundaries where I made sure that my calendar was only open from Tuesday to Thursday at certain times, Mondays, and then even by October I wasn't even working Mondays. So I was only working Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday full time, a little bit on a Saturday, but that's pretty much it. So we got there. In 2022, I'm actually taking that a bit further, but we'll get into that later. It says make 80K to save for an apartment. Now, I don't know what that goal is, and I honestly don't know if it's literally save 80K. I have a few of these, and I remember it said, and I don't know which book it was in, but it said save 45K by the end of the year. I saved 45K plus by the end of the year. I made well over 80K this year, or for 2021 anyway. Was it fin year? No, not fin year to date, and doubled my revenue from 2020. So yes, I totally smashed that goal. For an apartment at the start of the year, I thought I was going to go out on my own and buy something myself. However, in the middle of the year, my lovely boyfriend asked me to move in with him, so we decided to buy a house together, which I think is a great investment. Second goal, which is totally irrelevant, but it says go horse riding. I did not go horse riding. I have made that not a goal, but a want to do this year. When I was a young kid, I was obsessed with horses. I lied to my friends and said I had a horse called, I think it was called Cappuccino. Yeah, it was Cappuccino. I don't know why, but anyway. And I used to watch the Saddle Club, and I would read all the books that there was about horses. So yes, definitely want to go horse riding. My partner has gone horse riding in the past. However, I asked him if we can go, or like, would he go with me again? And then yeah, he said yes, so definitely going to do that this year. Travel to Tasmania, Perth and Sydney. I wanted to just take like weekend trips or like 3 days. And I know this year probably that would be easier to do now that my business is at a point where it is. And honestly, I can bring my laptop if I wanted to. But I didn't get to do that last year because of the lockdowns that we never saw, I didn't see coming anyway. It says exercise daily, 30 minutes movement. I was really good at this at the start of 2021, like the exercising, and then got to a point when we, in the last lockdown, that was supposed to be a 5-day lockdown, it ended up being a lot longer. I just lost all motivation. I put on weight, still have that weight on, going to be, thinking of a healthier way to get to a healthier body image and things like that. Yeah, it just didn't happen. Once the gyms opened back up, I went back to the gyms in November, but from, I think it was June to November, I didn't work out, but I used to be super active. So couldn't do that. I could have done home workouts. There wasn't enough space. It was really hard. I did end up doing in September 10,000 steps a day. I did that. So there was some sort of activity throughout, but it wasn't 30 minutes a day for sure. I can't say I did tick that. Make 7K monthly by March. I put a tick next to that, so clearly I did make that by March. Then it says save $5,000 a month. Now, I'm saying this because I had no bills. This is so different now. I have a mortgage, I have bills, I have everything, so I'm not saving 5K a month. But at one point, yes, I did save $5,000. It was a pretty good month, not gonna lie. Saved 20K by April. Yes, I did that. I don't know, there was a different page where, I'm not sure where it is, but I feel like I had other goals that were better. But the monetary stuff, totally nailed that. The other things that weren't monetary didn't nail that because I literally put my business first in 2021. We scaled a lot. I had 2 team members. I had 1 team member at the start, went in a different direction, got 2 other team members. Now I have 4 team members by the end of it to have a full scale digital marketing agency. And just with that comes growth. They help you so you can be able to support more clients, in turn getting more revenue. But in saying that, you also hit a certain point where you then have to pay more tax. Yeah, so I think by the fin year, June, I realized that, I'm back to the lowest tax bracket because it starts over again. However, within 2 months, I was up to the highest tax bracket. So there's that. Tax is a whole nother thing. If you want me to go through business stuff like tax, GST, when you should apply for GST, how you can do that, because I actually did apply for GST last year to be active by January 1st. If you want me to go through that, let me know, because it was interesting and there's a lot of things that you don't realize. You think you can do it by yourself, but you can't. Things like that. Anyway, I have actually better goals. I really wish I had it when I was packing, and I don't know where it was. It was my most updated for 2021 goals. Anyway, I have my 2022 goals in here, so at least I know that. So I ended up adding all my goals to a master list in my ClickUp, and then from there, I kind of divvied them into quarters, because if you're thinking of doing your goals and not actually planning them out and putting actionable tasks against them and time against them and due dates against certain things, for instance, there's one goal that I want to reach by the end of the year. However, there's all these little things that I have to do in between now and then to be able to achieve that goal. So in order to do that, I have ClickUp, which is for business, but I've also used it personally. And I just put a card that is quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4, put all the goals under that, then all the tasks that I need to do and their due dates. It just keeps you accountable, but also makes it easier to review at the end of the year. So I'll go through. I think I did this in June, because I re-looked at so I wanted a website which is launching this year. So we got that done. My systems set up. I only did a couple of my systems. So I have actually rolled that over to this year. A landing page into Facebook. I feel like that was for one of my lead magnets, which I ended up doing. Re-engagement sequence done, onboarding sequence done, SOPs, need to do them next. Rebrand campaign. I did end up rebranding last year, and I did create a campaign, and I launched that. I also launched a Facebook ad review kind of service as well. Apply for GST, done. Did that. So work out 5 times a week. I ended up starting to do that by this time. Change over everything for the rebrand, which I did. Obviously next year this is going to be a lot more easier because I have now a system of how I do my goals, like I said. So I go into my goals and I've put them into quarters. Then I go into quarter 1, for instance, and then I have all these intentions / goals in here. For instance, one of my goals is finalize systems. You can see there is 4 tasks to do that. It just breaks it down: welcome sequence, onboarding sequence, offboarding sequence, sales sequence. But yeah, my word for 2022, and this is how you can understand why it's so different from 2021. My word is slow. It's because I really want to spend way more time with family and friends and having more white space to be more creative. At the end of 2021, I was in a huge creative rut and I just fell out of love with my business because it wasn't aligned to me, hence the rebrand. And that rebrand then has catapulted me into showing up in a whole different way that's actually way more aligned with me, and it's coming out obviously this year with my website and my new services and team and things like that. But yeah, I wanted to be more slow. I wanted to take more intentional growth. I don't want to scale too fast. I want to make sure like my systems are in place so I can support myself, my team, and my clients in the appropriate way, because that's what I always preach to people. So I really need to do that for myself. But some of the habits I want to create, and that's how I created my goals. But basically my habits are have a facial every quarter, a massage every quarter, do my skincare daily, hair care once a week, 30 minutes of activity a day, read every single day for an hour, bake every week, volunteer at an animal shelter, make one new recipe a week, talk to my brother who's actually living overseas now every week, call my mum every week now because now that I'm out of home, see my grandma at least once every 2 months at least. She's getting quite a bit older and I just need to make more time to be with the people that I actually love. So take every Monday off, take a week off every quarter, take a holiday every year, take a Christmas break off. Take on clients that truly fit your mission, create passive income, strategize every quote. I don't know what that quarter. Finalize systems, build a community and show up, be more creative and work on your creativity. Do 30 minutes of something creative every day, whether that's painting, writing, scrapbooking, designing, puzzling, whatever it may be. Walk every day. If it's raining, stretch or do yoga, take a bath once a month, alignment or impact. So monthly whip with the team, a monthly whip with myself, give to a charity every quarter, and also take one pro bono project every quarter. My goals are finalize my systems and team onboarding, grow my community by 50% by December, feature on 3 publications/podcasts by December, create a podcast, which is actually in the works at the moment, take 2 hours a day just to do something for myself and no one else, and then I've done lose 5 kilos by June, which is a personal goal. My intentions are I will show up as my authentic self. If it's not a hell yes, it's a hell no. Take more time for me, live more than I work, emulate a healthy lifestyle. It's not about the outcome, but the journey. Be present with my loved ones. I will always communicate how I feel and I will embrace creativity. Now, in order to do all that, I actually have a habit tracker on my phone that I have to track clearly, and it helps. I've put all my goals that are actually task oriented and project oriented into my ClickUp. But if you want for me to actually show you how I do all that and the process of goal setting and making sure that you can stick to them by the end of the year, let me know in the comments below and I will make a video on that. But I would love to know your word of the year. If mine's slow, what is your word for 2022? I hope you have a lovely rest of your day wherever you are, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.